And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Tigers!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
The New Orleans Saints select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yeah.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
What is up, y'all, and welcome to episode 46 of the Dirty Boot Sports Podcast. This episode is going to be strictly NFL news and updates. Yeah. We're going to talk all the games this week. Been some crazy ones, been some ups and downs, especially for Saints fans. So I'm going to start off with like Thursday's game.
Yeah, let's go for it. So Chargers, Chiefs, probably one of the most anticipated games of the year.
Heck of a cover by the Chargers at the end for me.
Oh,
right
it was.
there.
Me too.
I had Chargers
Vegas
plus
knows.
4. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Vegas knows.
Did not hit the over, but it is what it is. I won't complain too much with.
I think you ridiculed me for saying you wouldn't hit that.
I did. But since I am the gambler of the podcast right now, top gambler.
Yeah.
At 3-2, y'all can all kiss my butt.
So
yeah,
I had to wear my Chargers hat. It came in the day after. It came in on Friday.
Maybe you're gonna bring the team. You're gonna.
I doubt it,
There
man.
we go.
Teams that I cheer for generally don't do well.
I can't say the same.
Justin Herbert. What I think, because we didn't get to. You don't typically around here get to watch a whole lot of Chargers football.
I didn't get to watch it down to this game live.
Well, what I thought about that game was I did not like the offensive plays calls for the Chargers. Like in my mind, like they would have Justin Herbert in the gun some more.
Yeah.
You know,
they didn't have him in the guns. I only
hardly at
watched
all.
the fourth quarter.
I'm not interested in watching a quarterback take 5-step drops anymore.
It's.
I feel like that's gone.
I like the quick stuff too.
Yeah.
I really.
Yeah,
do.
I thought he'd be slinging it down the field.
He
more.
got killed that game.
he
He
did.
did. Didn't some of their offensive line get hurt? Ain't that? I want to say.
Do not know.
I missed
I
that.
want to say some of the offensive line got hurt early in the game,
Hey,
and man, they
Pick the
just
box score up.
And I've never played quarterback. Oh, my bad. I'm
all
sad guy
good.
now. I've never played quarterback and taken a hit in the ribs like he took, but the hit didn't look like it was that hard of a
It doesn't.
hit.
It doesn't have to be.
Why is it? Why ain't he wearing a flak jacket? He
Well,
wasn't wearing one.
The portion that he was pointing to though was covered by his shoulder pads.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't
Really?
even like the lower no. It was like up here, and he was. I mean, you can see when he's pointing at it, he's got coverage. It's just that those ribs, man.
Just tender.
Well, if you have, and I text a big word in the group text. Costochondritis
That's not a word.
is inflammation of the cartilage between the ribs, and y'all like people think they're having heart attacks.
Yep.
They won't breathe.
He
People
looked like he had paralysis on one side of his body.
yeah, well, because it hurts so much to breathe.
How do you like that
People
word?
paralysis is a
You
good
like
word.
that?
It's a good one.
It's like 6 letters.
People will actually get pneumonia because they'll fail to breathe deep because
yeah.
it hurts so bad. So, and I think you kind of saw it on that rollout where he could have probably run and gotten a few yards, and he just
flings it.
flings the ball away.
Well, they get that a
Total
lot
pain.
in like car wrecks.
Yeah.
Whenever you hit the steering
Sternal
wheel,
injuries, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and you don't want to breathe deep, but it's not actually a broken rib.
So open heart surgery, like everybody's big course, they're splitting you. By the way, I used to work in an ICU that we took open heart surgery patients, and sternal precautions were a big deal because your chest is literally wired back together, and they cut you, down your sternum. And guys, that was so much pain, especially for men. Men did not tolerate that well, and like you'd have to go in there and you'd have to literally dope them up with morphine and then make them do their exercises and stuff so they could not that
They had that. Always had that heart pillow.
yeah oh yeah
Where like if
I told them I was like
you hold that if you need to cough or if you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
move.
Yeah.
for the next 3 months this pillow is going to be your best
Yeah.
friend. And now of course he wasn't going through that kind of pain, but he was also playing quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
But he looked like he could barely move, and all of a sudden he threw that dart at the end of the game. That
What a throw.
man.
It's probably going to be one of the better throws you'll see.
why didn't they let
On
him
fourth
sling
down,
it?
too.
Why don't they let him sling it downfield more?
I don't understand.
I didn't
that.
understand that.
In my opinion, Eckler catches too many balls.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know he's really effective with it, but You don't want your running back catching 9 or 10 balls a game. And I think he had like 10 catches week 1 too.
I think the absence of Keenan Allen played an impact on the game plan.
When I started watching it, Mike Williams had over 100 yards.
Yeah, he dominated the first half, like did nothing.
He didn't get another catch. I didn't get to see, but the second half, he didn't get another catch.
Yeah, and only
the second
10 targets too.
And
it's all the first half.
If you looked at like the spray chart for him, like 75% of his passes were like to the right. He did nothing on the left side of the field, and he had a couple passes across the middle. Like it was everything to the right side, and that kind of makes.
Did that have to do with our corner over there in Kansas City from
Snead?
Snead?
No way.
I don't know about that, but
Snead looked good that game, though.
Oh yeah, Snead's
good.
He's a really good.
He don't have
corner.
that kind of respect. He ain't on that level.
I think
yet.
it's more because of no Keenan. Honestly, you don't have that opposite side.
He needed some help that game.
Yeah,
it was kind of
the other side.
I was kind of shocked that the rush got to him like it did too.
KC's got a solid defense.
Yeah. That's what I got out of it. They both have really good defenses, and they can put up points. So these are two really scary teams.
Yeah.
And Kansas City, they're looking like the team to beat right now.
When Kansas City's clicking, I mean, when Kansas City's clicking, they're going to give Buffalo a run for their money.
They're both going to be two of the top dogs in the AFC.
Well, if Kansas City's defense can play like this the rest of the year, they're going to be in every game and have a chance to win.
And Patrick Mahomes will go through just kind of, spurts of like, man, he didn't look good. Then
careless.
Then boom, turn it out of nowhere. You can't stop him at that point.
I think what makes Kansas City, I don't want to say more dangerous with the loss of Tyreek Hill, is that you don't really know what they're going to do.
Yep.
You know Kelsey's going to get his, but apart from that, there's not that one wide receiver that you're like, oh, he's getting the ball.
Well, yeah.
You've got Juju. You've got Valdez-Scantling, who both this game weren't very – they weren't very effective like they were week 1, really, but they still contributed, and he just spread the ball around to so many different people.
Look how much they've been using CEH. I mean, Edwards-Helaire has gotten a ton of receptions.
That last run, man.
He's protecting that ball.
What's up with that helmet, though? Have y'all seen the helmet?
The face mask?
Yeah, it's very strange.
Weird, yeah. Different.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's weird. Looks like a motorcycle helmet.
Well, after the first week, everybody thought Juju was going to be the man there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of surprising that he's not yet.
I think
he will be.
I think he kind of is. It's just
Valdez-Scantling has looked just as good though.
Each game, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of weapons.
And I think that's a good thing.
That is a good
honestly,
thing.
if you're KC, other than Travis Kelce getting his, I don't think you want any of the other guys to be more standout than the others. I think you just want to spread the ball around.
Exactly.
And keep everybody's defense honest.
And for the past 3 years, it's
not been that.
It's been Tyreek Hill 100 yards, Travis Kelce 100 yards, everybody else 15. Yeah. Like, there's never been a third option. Well, now your second through fifth options are pretty much all equal.
Yeah.
While you also have the most elite safety net in the NFL there is.
Yeah, and with the Chargers, Gerald Everett, the tight end, looked good.
I
picked him
that's
up
where
on
the
my
game
fantasy
turned.
team.
I watched the highlights. That long drive they had, and he had like 2 big plays, and then he's asking.
He got
to come out
tired
of the
at the
game.
goal line.
He got tired, and they threw it to him.
And they still threw it at him.
Yeah,
That's when
he
they got
raised
that
his
pick
hand and
6.
said, "I want out." They didn't have they were trying to hurry it up and get the play in.
And I get that.
Yeah, and that pick,
Herbert's got to know.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, Herbert probably should have called timeout or
throw it away, live to fight another day.
Well, I think the receiver, it was just miscommunication. He just went the wrong way.
Yeah, it was behind him and everything.
Well, he was expecting to go one way and he went the other.
Or maybe the coach should have called a timeout right there.
Yeah, the coach should have called timeout.
I mean, you see the guy sitting there. You knew he was gassed.
Yeah.
He's a vet. Like he knows what he's doing here.
Herbert needs Sean Payton.
I wonder.
That would be a monster.
That would be scary.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see it in a couple of years.
You're like, yeah, because it would really shake up the AFC.
I don't see it happening. Yeah, I don't see it.
Well, I think a lot depends on this injury too.
I think
how bad it is.
I think he gets enough anti-inflammatories, he'll be fine. That's
will
not,
he miss
that's not fun.
Will he miss a week though? That's what you wonder.
I think he'll come back with a flak jacket.
He got a long week to recover at least.
He'll have a large flak jacket.
Yeah, he
60 milligrams
so
of
he gets an
Toradol.
extra few days to rest. That's true.
He's probably on a steroid pack right now.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, he got in.
Did he get in?
Did he get in? They're gonna call him
Please tell me
short.
he got in.
Short.
Wow.
Crap.
Wow.
I need
But
12 more points.
the tight end play, I don't think that's going to be sustainable in LA. It never is for that offense. You know, you've had Jared Cook who had a couple games where he flashed
Henry.
last year. Hunter Henry was a little more consistent, but I don't know.
Well, when Keelan Allen gets back, he's going to be the number one target.
Yeah.
It is, guys, that is becoming a position where it's hard to find a guy that's just
Tight end.
stand out. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there's very few elite guys in the league. It's less than quarterbacks.
Even the no doubters coming out of college, like Kyle Pitts this year.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts he's 2 games in a row with 19 yards.
There's less guys, quote, guys at tight end than there are.
But just because they ain't making catches don't mean they ain't good tight ends, too.
Yeah.
They're doing other things that we
the
don't
league's
see.
just caught up with it.
Yeah.
You know, like with the Gronks and Jimmy Grahams.
I think
and
what we've
Tony
seen,
Gonzalez,
is linebackers and even
They're
edge
more
rushers.
athletic.
More athletic.
Yes, that's right. More the Pete Werner types. I mean, Pete Werner looks like a strong safety out there.
Yeah.
Well, and
He's
some of these
small.
wide receivers are coming in as big as tight ends, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know.
And a lot
That's
of
freaking scary. Well, I mean, Kyle Pitts is a bona fide wide receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
a
and
Y.
a lot of
Megatron is
these-
bigger than him. Yeah.
A lot of these teams are running nickel and dime sets that have like a Derwin James right there who comes down and guards your tight end because he's 6'2", 215, 220, and he's just a freaking freak athlete. But he's also got a good enough size and tackling ability where he can play in the box.
In the Saints opener, I was almost like, my God, I wish we had more linebacker depth because I would like to have been able to go back to a 4-3 base.
Yeah.
You know, in the Saints opener because it just looked like we were getting exploited on the run in the nickel against Atlanta. So, I don't know. That was a good game. I wish we would have seen a shootout. Instead, we got more of it. Because, guys, Kansas City had 7 points at the half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They went on a run in the second half. Patrick Mahomes turned it on. So,
They're the top dogs till they get knocked off.
are we going to talk about the elephant in the room next?
We
Saints
might as well
Bucks.
knock it
Well,
out.
let's go ahead.
Okay. Piss, man. I don't know. I just don't feel good after that game about the season. I think the season had potential, but now that we're underway, like, I just don't know, man.
Well, I think if you add both games together, because we didn't look good against Atlanta.
3 quarters.
Through 3 quarters, yeah. And then we come in here and lose this. I mean,
Yeah.
But in this one,
We've got one.
In this one, we kind of offense didn't look good, but we kind of looked good for 3 quarters. And then
Our
the fourth,
To
defense
me,
looked
the
good.
defense
Yeah.
has been, like, doing all they can, but, God, dog, every time we go 3 and out, it's just hard. It's disheartening for the defense. Not to mention, and I know people like Sean Fox say that Saints fans bitch the most, but look, guys, they were looking for a reason to give the game to the Buccaneers there at the end. I'm sorry. I know people hate when you whine about officiating, but, like,
tough
there
to
were some
watch.
yes, it is. And like you said just a minute ago, Chance said, we've played 2 weeks and we've learned new rules both
weeks.
Both weeks. So
and it always happens in a New Orleans game.
it
Always
does.
does.
And even like the
And both
Marshawn
times we learned the new rules, it hurt us.
and
well,
the
against
today,
us,
today
always
the
against
game
us.
was over.
the Marshawn Lattimore ejection was
He should have never been
there's
ejected.
like what are the grounds for ejecting him? It was almost like I needed
because
I
he
needed
got
a baseball,
pushed down.
I needed a baseball skipper to come out there and argue for him.
Kick dirt on the official.
Yeah, like why are you kicking him out? What did he?
I
What
didn't
did he
understand
popped
that.
off to the great Tom Brady?
God forbid.
Heaven forbid.
And Lattimore
Leonard
was walking
Fournette hit him
away.
first.
Yeah, and Lattimore was walking away.
And he told him to shut up.
Lattimore was walking away, and Brady's the one chasing him down, antagonizing it. He instigated the whole thing.
And Fournette, they done nothing to Fournette.
Yeah,
And
Fournette
look-
hit through the first punch.
And look, that hurt us on defense.
Yep.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely.
as much as it hurt them to lose,
The touchdown was on P.J. Williams,
exactly.
who wouldn't have been on that field
Yeah.
probably.
And guess what? Homeboy should have been thrown out of the game because he ran from the freaking sideline and like knocked the heck out of Marshawn.
Evans.
You know, Evans.
Yeah.
He should have been gone.
Yeah, he
Oh,
deserved to be thrown out.
If there was
Yeah.
one person to go, it's him.
But it's like, well, if we did it to them, we got to do it to the Saints.
And all of
That's
it came back to his
crap.
history. It came back to history
Yeah.
between Lattimore and Evans.
Yeah.
You're not supposed
Which
to do
Lattimore
that.
had nothing to do with Evans
If
at
that
all.
wasn't Evans that did that hit, Lattimore don't get thrown out.
Which is it's just a terrible way to officiate the
Yeah.
game. And then the not one was it unnecessary roughness on a play where a guy literally missed the tackle,
Roby.
missed the player pretty much.
Didn't even make the tackle.
Didn't even make the tackle, and they call unnecessary roughness. I was like, what? That was on third down. That was huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was a big momentum shift because then they kicked a field goal after that in that drive, correct? So that one was big, and then we had one they actually called on Cam Jordan, but it should have been on Shot Tuttle, I think, where defensive holding, where the running back was chipping the tackle, got caught up with him, and so they called him for holding. It's like he was blocking him.
Mm-hmm.
He was making a football play.
Yeah,
like I've never seen that before.
Well, the big turning point in this game was Mark Ingram fumbling the ball when we had all the momentum. We was running it down our throats.
He had a first down,
and we was going to be like 10 yards away.
Yep,
and fumbled the ball. That was the turning point because I believe if he don't fumble, we win the ball game.
And here's the deal. Yes, Jameis not very good right now, but unless you've got a guy like a Mahomes or Josh Allen, whoever, you're not going to overcome those mistakes unless you got a guy who is a superstar against a team like Tampa Bay.
That can play out of his mind.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who we have at quarterback. They're not overcoming those mistakes.
There's only about 6 or 7 guys in the league right now that
not
can
even
probably
that.
do that.
Not even
probably
that.
And that's being generous, thinking like throwing Tom Brady.
I'm thinking
in
like
there,
2 or 3
who looks awful.
I was gonna say I
Not
wouldn't even include Brady in that.
Tom's ready to go home.
Yeah,
Tom's ready to go home.
This is it for him.
Giselle's calling. And Tom Brady looked pissed off.
He looked like he was ready to go home today.
Yeah,
for sure.
Scott Miller, bless his heart, he was doing as much as his little butt could.
Oh, Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty
and
too
going
hot.
back to that turning point carry and fumble, who would have had that ball if he was healthy?
AK.
Yeah,
Alvin Kamara.
That's not getting talked about enough.
And look, Ingram's put the ball on the ground twice recently.
Back-to-back games.
Yeah, that's not like, and now, and you could say that was a good play. It really was. Like, the defender came in and punched it out. That's tough.
I feel like the absence of Kamara is not being talked about enough through 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best players in the league.
There's a very good chance that the struggles of the offense get fixed when he comes back
Scroll
healthy.
down a little bit. I want to see the rushing.
Well, he's an outlet to throw to for Jameis whenever he can't go down the field.
Why?
It's just easier to blame the quarterback, as usual.
Yeah.
What?
But the guy that was running it before Ingram, he'd ran like 2.
Washington.
Hey, why take him out? That dude was
Washington
running.
Looked good. Yeah, Washington
he looked real good.
Washington looked good catching balls out of the backfield too.
And why not, when we get the ball back, why did we go away from the run after we'd run it down their throats?
Here's another thing.
Washington didn't have a catch. That was Tony Jones Jr.
Here's another. Okay.
Who I also like. I like Tony Jones.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking.
I like all of our backups.
I thought Tony Jones would be more involved in this game.
I was surprised.
He
If
should
Sean
have
Payton
been.
would have been coaching, he would have been. Because
Yeah.
I remember Payton was huge on him last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Here's another thing I don't like about the offense, and part of the reason why maybe they can't get into rhythm. Why do you have Jameis dinking and dunking early on, where he's not throwing for any yards, any average, and then like all of a sudden when we're losing, now you're trying to stretch the field. It's like it
sets him up to fail.
It's two extremes. It
sets him up to fail.
Well, looking at this box score right here, 13 targets for Olave is insane.
But they were
he was
long.
trying to throw the deep ball.
Those
They
are
were
the deep
trying to get
balls,
back
yeah.
in the game.
Yeah.
I think was
Jarvis should have more than 5.
But piggybacking off what Kyle said, I think I remember looking at the stats at halftime.
It's bad.
And he was like 10 for 13 or something like that.
But with no
passing,
yards.
70 yards.
With like 70-something yards.
Yeah.
And you can't put that all on him checking it down. It had to be play calling.
Yeah, and I think one thing that we've learned over the last 3 years.
Too, man.
Well, just give me a balanced approach.
Yeah.
Don't
let the safeties be able to look up and like cheat up.
And what's going to
You know,
help
make
out?
them fear
What's going to
behind
help
them.
out? Bring a balanced approach. Alvin Kamara.
Well, how does Olave have 13 targets and Landry has only 5?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
No sense.
Well-
Landry's one of the most sure-handed guys in the league.
And that's all that was talked about after last week was how good he was at
looked so
making that
good,
play
yes.
happen.
The only reason I'm not upset with that is because I need Jameis to develop some chemistry with Olave so we can hit the deep ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But this ain't the game to try. I mean, I think you just try to move the ball down the field. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
maybe
get
take a
juice.
shot every once in a while, but not as many as they did.
I like Jawan Johnson. I like him. I think he's
Yeah.
Well,
he's been
Jameis seems to
solid.
like him too, because he was definitely going
that's
for
fine.
him.
And what happened? He just grabbed his face mask. What happened to Taysom? Like, he had one big run, and then that was just it. And that was from the quarterback position. That's not even where I like to see
He
him
had
at.
2 more carries, it looks like.
But it was just
no
nothing.
catches, no targets.
Yeah,
I don't
like you
Now,
got to
a
get.
lot of that's Jawan Johnson.
Has he been thrown at this year?
He ain't
They're not
yet.
throwing to him.
I don't get that crap. That's all we heard this offseason was he's not going to be in the backfield at quarterback / running back. He's going to be a tight end.
That might have been some
It's so
deception
stupid.
because that's not. Yeah, that's
We don't
they did
need
the
that
opposite.
inception.
Well, if I was going to use him, it'd have been when we was running it down their throats and they could not stop the run. Throw him in right then and let them do something.
I don't understand why they don't use him actually as a tight end.
We catch one.
Yeah,
and see
that's
what he
what
can
we've
do.
talked.
I think it's Jawan Johnson.
But we've talked about how get him
You
the
can have
ball.
you can have them both out there.
Yeah, get him the ball and let him do something. We're not giving him that opportunity. And yeah, you won't see many Taysom haters more than me, but that's something that I've actually wanted him to do. I'd rather him have 4 catches than 4 carries every game.
He's too good of an athlete not to have the ball in his hands.
Yeah, I don't want
In
him.
space.
We paid him too much not to
That's
not
very
to
true.
use him.
We're
He
paying
is
him
the
way
most
too much money
overpaid guy.
for him to
$10
touch
million
the ball 3 times.
for 3 carries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand
That hurt the
especially with
Saints.
Alvin Kamara out. Like, you need to be utilizing
Thank
your
your buddy
athletes.
Sean Payton for that. Because Taysom Hill knows who all he's been sleeping
No one
with,
else.
stealing money
No
from
one
or
else in the
something.
They must be
freaking
big
NFL was
Yeah.
giving him $10 million.
Yep.
No one was
No.
giving him 5.
Yep. That's Sean Payton.
Never understood that.
I don't know.
crap.
I mean,
It's so
I
stupid.
think Taysom's worth that as a weapon.
$10
but
million?
You got to use. Well, no, I'm not saying
with
10.
the Saints cap issues as it is, you can't. Do
I'm
that.
saying you have to
When is
utilize.
that contract over with?
Never.
Like 2 more years, probably.
Oh my goodness!
It'd be 50.
The highest paid special teams player ever.
Yeah, practically.
He's pretty good at special teams.
He is, but he ain't worth that.
$10 million.
They got to utilize him more, especially like you said, Josh, when they're running it down their throats and they can't stop you. Like, give Taysom the ball.
Yeah.
My thing is get him out in a little space, drag him over the middle like you would a tight end, get the ball in his hands and let him. Because he not only does he's really good at getting yards, but he punishes defenders.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
physical.
yeah, and that wears on that. I mean, defenses are kind of like boxers. Like, you can wear on them and lean on them.
Yeah.
Well, if they get him in open space, like a pass, the first guy is not stopping him.
No.
So you're going to get a 15, 20-yard play.
And two, another thing is when he's seeing less and less packages and time on the field, it almost like narrows it down for the defense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I would
when he's
rather
out there,
him.
He's got to get it at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
That's
otherwise,
what
you don't
that's
see him
what
on
I've
the field.
hated the most about his usage the past couple years.
He's not a bad blocker either.
No.
Like, he's fine blocking.
It's,
So I don't
it's
know.
whenever
I
he's
don't get
whenever
it.
he's on the
And
field,
you're right.
you know
it might
he's
be
getting the
Jawan
ball.
Johnson because Jawan Johnson and
He's looked good in the past.
He's got
Yeah.
good hands.
Well, he used to be a wide receiver in
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
So he's looked good in the passing game. I think that's what a lot of that is.
Well, especially the second half when we was down, you knew we had to have a pass catcher in there.
And something I'll say is I still think we have a shot at the division.
I think we're the favorites.
I think we're better than Tampa. Yes, I know
I'm
they
not
were missing
impressed
a
by
lot.
Tampa.
I'm not impressed with them. I think a lot of things went right for them today.
yeah, too. But I mean, that's
I'm
going
not
to
really
happen.
impressed with us either. Though.
Yeah,
Especially
well, I'm
not
after
impressed
the
with us.
Atlanta
Jameis-
I
game.
like our ceiling more than their
Jameis
ceiling.
has got to be better. Like,
I think our ceiling's higher than their
Well,
ceiling.
I think injuries have hurt both these teams.
But I think that Kamara changes New Orleans way more than Godwin changes the Bucks.
And we still don't have a Debo.
Yeah, that's true too.
Still don't have a Debo.
the problem wasn't the defense. I mean, you let Tampa put up 20 points against you. I'm good with that.
I'm mainly saying that about a Debo because they didn't have Godwin. So you bring back Godwin, bring back a Debo that evens that out.
Marshawn
Give us
should have never
AK.
left the
Brady
game.
loves
That was
Godwin,
crap.
though. That is who
Yeah.
he's looking for.
Give us AK and a little bit better Jameis will win that game by
But
a touchdown.
through
or
2
two.
games, Brady doesn't
don't
scare
wanna
nobody.
Be there, man.
I tell you what, they shut Fournette down. He had 24 carries.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he
2.7 yards per carry.
We knew that coming into the season.
Yeah.
Our defense is stout.
Parker, you're a punk for playing Tampa's defense in this game. Thought you were a Saints homer, but
Yeah, I don't think this is
You had to
one
call
where
him
we
out.
freak out at. We're gonna have bad games. I don't think there's many Bengals fans freaking out at their 0-2 start.
I think the thing that worries the Saints fans the most is that Winston, he hasn't proved us wrong, because like we liked playing him when he was at Tampa because we knew it was Pick City, like we're gonna beat up on.
But
Tampa.
It hasn't been Pick City in New
Hadn't
Orleans.
been Pick City, but it's just been bad play.
But I think.
But how?
Last year they
they were too cautious.
Made it easy.
He's thrown less picks than Joe Burrow has this year.
How has been? It's either, and this can be on the offensive play calling. It's either dink and dunk for no yards, which is not an effective way to play the game, or it's like at the end of the game we saw him try to stretch the field and it just wasn't there. It's either or, and neither one of those are what we need. James
No
to
intermediate.
do. We need him to manage the game. Hit the intermediate routes with the occasional Olave over the top. I mean, my God, you got freaking Mike Thomas and Juice.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It rarely ever miss if you get it to him.
You don't have to throw, out in the flat every time. But I don't know.
Healthy Alvin Kamara. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, but Jameis
it's
didn't look like he was.
It's going to be a while before he's healthy, I believe, though. Rib injuries, they take a while.
Yeah.
And anybody can see that there's times when Jameis looks lost, and he holds on to the ball.
I agree.
I don't know what that's about because you can't see the whole play, but there's something going on there, and I don't know what it is.
You can see it on his face. It's like his eye, like he just looks confused.
I think it's more of a
sometimes.
Confidence thing.
He's playing not to throw the interception.
Yeah, he's
sometimes.
trying too hard not to screw up.
Yeah, instead of just playing and
just playing loose,
and he's going through his progressions, and then he gets to the
he
end
needs
of
a
it,
good
and he's like, "Oh crap,
psychologist,
I got to do
probably.
something with it."
I know our expert guest disagreed with me on this, and it might be because I told him I didn't know who he was, but I think 30 looms over his head.
Oh yeah, I would imagine.
I think 30 hangs over his head a little bit.
And as soon as he throws one pick, it's like, oh, here's Jameis. Because that's what happened today.
But to
here's
me,
the James we've all been waiting on. That's what everybody was saying.
To me, though, that would make me go to Mike Thomas, and Jarvis even more because
you trust them.
And that's what happened last week. It didn't happen this week.
Mike Thomas has got to be like, feed me, bro. That's all you got to do.
I mean, he had 6 catches on
that
9 targets. So, he should have more. But
Mike Thomas is probably like, bro, I'll help you.
Yeah.
I mean, Davis
I'm
had
the
a bad
frickin'
corner
man.
over there on him, though, either.
Yeah.
And if he don't catch it, he's going to make sure the other guy don't.
Juice
That's
is probably
another
the
thing.
same way. Juice is probably like, bro, I'm your guy. Like, feed us. Let us carry you. And that's what Jameis needs to do.
And last week, those were the 2 focal points of the offense. Olave was barely used. This week, Olave gets 13 targets, probably what Thomas and Landry had combined.
I think that's probably speaks to what Olave can be, though. I think Jameis is trying to find that connection with Olave because he knows he's his deep guy.
Well, Olave had him beat.
Yeah,
he
pretty
did.
much every time.
And that
he just
one
needed
ball,
to get it down the field.
that one ball, that first interception that he threw, you couldn't tell in the initial angle, but when they got behind the quarterback, you saw that the ball drifted. Yeah, well, essentially it's a behind. It had plenty of distance, but essentially when you throw
behind his back.
when you throw the inside,
He didn't lead him.
Yeah, that's right. And that would have. I mean, he had him beat by 2 steps. That would have been a touchdown. That was a long throw.
That's what I was gonna say, and that's why I'm not really.
Well, then
hit
her. Well, then hit him sooner.
Yeah,
or Olave make a better play on the ball.
That's that.
When you
throw the ball 60,
it's Jameis's fault.
When you throw the ball 60 yards in the air, you can't expect pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah. Well,
I don't care who you are.
That's why I say.
That's
That's why I say throw it sooner.
Olave could have had his hand on that ball the way that it was placed.
He's covered sooner. He doesn't get in his stride till later in the route. It's a post.
well. Also, you can anticipate
it's like
that
a 60-yard
the best quarter, like Pat Mahomes and them.
He's not.
That.
Yeah,
he's not Pat Mahomes.
We got Jameis Winston.
I know. But
we got a top 20 quarterback.
But you've got to throw that ball sooner, or
Olave
all he had to do is lead him more. I mean,
all Olave had to do was slow down half a step.
But
Olave had a lot more time to react.
You got
to that
the dude beat by 2 steps, though.
But Olave has a lot more time to react to that than Jameis throw the ball just a half step better.
I don't know. He was open. He missed.
We're too hard on Jameis.
Yes.
We are way too hard on him. We're trying to hold him to the same pedigree that we held Drew Brees. Because we were blessed for 15 or 16 years.
It's the same situation that's happening in Baton Rouge.
I'm trying to be as real with him as I can be.
Then you should know that he should not be able to make that throw pinpoint accuracy.
Well, no, that's why I say you should throw it earlier. NFL quarterbacks
But
throw
like you
guys
said,
open
he was wide open
all day long.
He was wide open, so that's why he threw it then.
No, I mean, he would have. Yeah, but you can anticipate.
He
them
wasn't
being
wide
open.
open early in the route.
You can
because he had to catch a
anticipate that,
stride.
though. You can anticipate that, though. And that may be the difference of what he learns with Olave over time. But
It wasn't a bad throw
at all.
Olave could have got a hand on that and broke it up at the least.
He hit him in stride technically.
It was an interception-worthy ball.
Olave did not have to slow down nor speed up to get to the ball. He just has to adjust his body.
It was
route.
an interception-worthy ball.
And it was a touchdown-worthy ball, too.
Yeah. It was 50-50. And
I
our
don't think
rookie didn't make the play.
I don't think it was 50-50. I disagree. I think it was behind him.
You don't think that was 50-50?
No.
It's 60 yards in the air for
if
two guys,
Olave
and that was it.
takes one step slower, he's in position to make the catch.
Or turns around.
But why does Olave slow down on that when he's got the guy dead to
rights?
Because it's a 60-yard pass.
You can't expect much further.
I'm sorry, Jameis didn't throw it 1 foot more to the
Jameis should have
right.
thrown it 65.
Jameis has the gun for that, though, guys.
He threw it 60.
We showed it, yeah.
How much
Jameis
further
can
do
do
you
that.
expect an
Olave
NFL
needs better
quarterback to
ball
throw it?
skills.
Then hit the guy earlier. It's one of the two.
But he wasn't open. He was
I
open.
want to
He
go
was open
find
at 60.
the
He wasn't
end
open
zone
at
camera,
50.
but there's no way he was wide open.
If the guy, if you
yards.
know your guy Olave has got the speed and it's
and
man to man,
it
it's
worked.
1-to-1. If it's one-on-one,
Olave has the speed to beat him deep. He might not have had him beat at 40. He might have had him beat at 50.
He caught his
He beat
stride.
him at 60.
yes, but you can throw the ball before that, knowing that you've got the speed
obviously
guy.
you can throw it
You can
before
throw
that,
the
but-
one-on-one ball. You don't have to wait till he's two
And
steps
that makes
ahead
us
of him.
the throw harder.
No, it doesn't.
He has to throw it less hard and then aim it at a place that he's hoping is going to be. That's a harder pass.
It's
in my
always
opinion.
easier to throw a shorter ball. Always easier to throw. It's
Well,
easier to throw a 45-yard pass.
Like play calling was a problem because, I mean,
If
while
you've
we're
got-
doing that,
Here's
if
the
you
thing,
got
guys.
a young guy out there and they ain't got the connection yet,
You got
I agree with that.
You got a speed guy, and he's one-on-one, and you know he's got the speed. You got the faith in the speed. You don't have to wait till he's 60 yards down the field to hit him. You hit him before that. You don't have to play the.
But you're also saying that 60-yard pass should have been further.
Well, if you're gonna wait that long, yeah.
If he had thrown it farther, he would have overthrown it.
If you throw a ball 60 yards in the air, your receiver should be able to turn around and at least break it
If he
up.
leads that guy, if it's a good ball, that's a touchdown all day.
It's
he had to be.
It's a 50-50 ball. If he
had
turns
him-
around, he at least breaks the ball up.
If he
All
becomes
right,
a
we
defender.
can go on this all day long. Come on,
It's-
let's go to the next game.
Yeah, I mean,
It-
it's
it's
Jameis
not a good
can't
ball.
do anything
It
right,
got
Josh.
picked-
I don't
it
know
got
if you picked
picked-
up on that or not.
It got picked because it wasn't a good ball.
Or we need to go get Cooper Rush.
He had the
Let's
guy
wait for
beat by
next
2
week and see
steps
what
and he threw an
happens.
interception. I mean, you can't
Josh,
get around
what do you
that.
think about Jameis? Do we need to give up on him already?
I don't like the 3 interceptions. Don't get me wrong.
It's less than Joe Burrow's thrown.
We're not. Joe Burrow is not in New Orleans.
Well, the problem with him,
But Joe Burrow's got
no.
it.
Here's the problem with Jameis.
No, he's not in
is
New Orleans.
When you see him throw those, you start thinking what he done a couple years ago.
And you can't do that, though. That's not fair to him.
Well, he did do it.
This
Well, I
is
know
not-
he
I
did
mean,
it.
he
That's
done
the only
it.
time he has
This
done
is
it.
9th game, and before this, he'd thrown one game with 2. Never any. That was
But
his second
well,
multi-pick
I will
game.
say though, in them games with Peyton,
It was too conservative.
he made
Yeah.
it to where he would not throw. And he made
I
the
agree with
easy
that.
passes.
I hated that.
This is the first game really that I've seen where he actually stretched the field. And what did he do? He looked. He went
And we
back
don't
to
need
Tampa
either one
Bay.
of those. We
but,
need
But I don't want to
intermediate
argue
throws.
after one game because anybody can have a bad game.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we'll
like,
give
like
him.
we said earlier, people in Cincinnati are not calling for Burrow's head after the Pittsburgh game.
Well, he shouldn't be. He took him to the Super Bowl last year. That'd be crazy. And he's
So,
getting sacked
Let's
8
wait.
times a game.
Let's wait and see
He
what
got
happens
sacked the
next
same number of
week.
times Jameis got sacked today.
6 times. My bad. 6 times.
Jameis got sacked 6 times today. And Jameis didn't have all his weapons.
We can't argue this until he's had.
Would
more
you
games
take?
this
Would you
year.
take Jameis over
And then
Joe
we'll
Burrow?
argue.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Well, then why are we talking about Joe Burrow?
Because we give Burrow a pass.
Why? No, we didn't. No, we hadn't even got to that game yet.
We're
Who's
about to
next?
give him a
Who's
pass.
next?
Let's talk about this game. Joe Burrow versus the Cowboys.
That was a bad game.
Burrow
The Bengals
and the
played
Bengals
like
0-2.
crap.
Nobody thought they was
I
going to be
think
0-2.
me and Josh might have said that the Bengals were going to take a step back this year.
Yeah,
and
did.
Clay. So
Well, the O line play
think I said that-
is definitely not better. It's the same
and they
essentially,
spent a god awful amount of money on it.
and which is odd because typically when you pay an O line, you get what you pay for.
And I think there's 4 different guys on that offensive line. I think they swapped 4 guys.
I think the center's the only guy that came back.
Yeah, I mean, if you change 4 guys, give money out, you expect them to be better, and you're basically the same.
So, what's the common in that situation? Quarterback.
It ain't because he's holding the ball.
He did earlier. He did on one of them.
When you switch out the whole line, is it just that the Bengals have terrible luck and they've had 10 guys that are awful at blocking, or is it the quarterback that's been behind 2 different sets of 5 and still has sack
Joe Burrow
problems?
isn't known for holding the ball, though. Like, that's not his thing.
It's not the same offense it was in LSU, though. I mean, that was a different situation.
No, I'm saying in the NFL, he's not known for holding the ball.
Well, he's been through 2 full seasons, and he's got bad sack numbers.
Yeah, but that's – I mean, you can go watch him play. I mean, he's under pressure the whole game.
Well, evidently the coaches thought last year it was the offensive line, or they wouldn't have went out there and changed it all.
And now it's still not working. So
they're screwed for a couple more years because they gave all them guys multi-year contracts.
Which these guys should get a little better because, once you get to playing with each other.
Chemistry is a big thing in offense.
I don't like the –
So I think they'll get better. Yeah. And I think they were actually a little better today than they were the first game, maybe. So
who'd they play week 1? I forgot. Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And
they should have won that game.
Pittsburgh was playing some good defense in that game.
Yeah, and these are both teams that have good front sevens.
They don't lose their long snapper. They win that game.
Yeah, I think people forget Cowboys actually got a good defense.
Yeah,
I mean Parsons
is
probably one of the best guys in the league at defense, and he was all over the place.
But they just lost to Cooper Rush.
Mm-hmm. Cooper Rush didn't play that game.
Cooper Rush is a lot better than people gave him credit for.
Cooper Rush is a no-name, but
I'm not saying he's
no
great player.
He shouldn't beat the Bengals.
He should.
He shouldn't outthrow Burrow.
Dak Prescott shouldn't have beat the Bengals if he was there. I mean, the Bengals are supposed to be better than Cowboys. Nobody has a quarterback.
He was 19 for 31 with 235 and a 95 rating. I mean, that's solid.
I expect the Bengals to take a step back, but I expect them to beat the Cowboys today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did too. I picked him in my losers.
I had $14,000 on the line.
And why? I guess he did get 18 or 19 carries, but there were times when I was like, feed mixing the ball more.
Yeah.
And I think last week, I think that was the thing too. Like feed mixing the ball, let him cook, let him do his thing.
Well, if you feed him the ball, they can't rush you as much because they got to because respect the running game, and if you get that going, they get that going, he's able to throw the ball down the field.
To me, there's no reason why. I mean, Joe Mixon's solid, and P. Ryan is not bad either.
No, he's not a serviceable backup.
Yeah,
he got 1 carry.
Mm-hmm. I thought Mixon was hurt.
He did get hurt towards the end.
Yeah, went on the trainer's table or something. Something I haven't really understood is Tyler Boyd. I feel like they haven't really used him.
No, not at all. I don't understand that. I don't understand why Higgins and Chase are getting – even Hurst really is getting a lot more looks.
Yeah, because Boyd ain't bad at all.
No, Boyd's solid.
Well, before Higgins and Chase got here, he was all they had.
He was a stud.
He was.
I
mean, really, that Burrow's rookie year, Boyd was probably better than Higgins at that point. And last year it was probably arguable which one was better. Higgins was kind of taking a step
because Higgins didn't have that great of a year last year.
It was Jamar Chase one, and then it was Higgins and Boyd two A, 2B
basically. Each week.
2A, 2B. So I don't really know what's going on. I think
targets today.
Hurst has been better than what I expected.
Yeah,
but I'm not trying to give Burrow a pass because he threw a heck of a lot of picks last game, especially. But like that O-line's got to get better on the rush. Like. You're getting pressure with rushing 4 guys every single time. Like, defense is not even having to bring anybody special in. That affects the whole game.
So the Bengals go into New York Jets next week. If they lose that game, you're
Wilson,
and that's not going to be an easy game. Jets won today.
Is Zach Wilson back?
No, he's out for 2 more weeks. Or no, at least 1 more week. Because they're predicting him to come back against the Steelers week 4. But nothing's official.
And then they got the Dolphins, the Ravens. They better get it right. And then the Saints,
quickly. They better get it right quick.
Yeah. If they lose against the Jets, they might not win for 4 or 5 games. Yeah.
Yep. It's hard to get back to that Super Bowl.
Speaking of the Jets, there they are right there.
Yeah, Jets had an improbable come from behind win today.
Yeah. I thought that game was over.
Down by 2 touchdowns with
under the 2-minute warning.
2 minutes left in the
How
game.
do you score no points, 14 points in the second, no points in the third, and 17 in the fourth? That is not a trend.
Joe Flacco's clutch, man.
Cleveland.
Did y'all see the onside kick there at the end by the Jets?
Yeah,
I missed it.
Beautiful. That mug spun sideways the whole way, and their guy dove right at the 10-yard mark and got it. That's crazy.
So they got an onside kick to win.
That's how they got it, to get the ball back to keep going.
And then they drove down the field. Cleveland played conservative defense.
Extremely conservative.
Why?
Because it was a 2-score game with
Joe
they thought they was going to win.
And it's Joe Flacco.
Yeah. 2-score game with a 2-minute warning.
Chubb had
you
a
think
good game,
that it's over?
touchdowns.
I think the worst thing that you can do with these modern NFL offensive coordinators is take the foot off the gas.
Yep.
I think you need to hit quarterbacks in the mouth.
There's also a people are saying that Chubb shouldn't have scored in the fourth. Right before the 2-minute warning, he had a touchdown. And no, your defense shouldn't allow 2 touchdowns in 2 minutes.
Touchdown lead with 2 minutes left should be safe.
Yeah,
Chubb scoring that touchdown to go up 2 touchdowns should be the dagger.
Nick Chubb had 3 touchdowns.
Well, especially on a team that can run the ball like Cleveland. You think you could run.
What did the
run
receivers
the
do? Scroll
out.
down. Who are the big receivers for New York?
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson had a day.
Corey Davis.
Amari Cooper had a day.
Y'all, that is a nasty 3 guys right there. Wilson, Corey Davis, and Elijah is
dude,
solid.
I like what the Jets are doing, man. It's not shown
Conklin's
yet.
a good tight end.
I like it.
Yeah.
And they got Uzama.
Zach Wilson can be healthy.
Uzama was out today.
If they could do this with Joe Flacco, why can't they do it with
They
Zach
got 2
Wilson?
running
That's my
backs?
thing. Yes.
Yep.
They got a pretty
I like
good team.
what they're doing, man.
Yeah.
They don't have an offensive line, but
Well, they lost their best one, Becton,
yeah,
for the year.
It's a big step for
They're
them.
they're better than the Pats, huh?
Pats are bad.
I think they are. I really do.
How long has it been since they've been better than the Pats, though?
Mark Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez.
Butt fumble.
So 06?
09.
Something like that?
No, 06 he was in college. 09 or 2010.
Well, I guess we could go
that was the year
to New
Brady was
England
out,
because
right?
they won today.
Brady had to be injured for them to be better, right? I think Brady was that
the
his ACL?
Matt Castle year?
The Jets
I think so.
beat the Patriots in the playoffs once, didn't they?
Yeah, but I think Brady was out though.
Hey, was that?
Sauce Gardner got hurt today.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Who has been an absolute stud so far.
Was that JOK
How long is he
leading
gonna
the
be
Browns
out?
in tackles? Yeah, that's my
How long
breakout
is he
candidate.
out?
2 tackles for loss.
I don't know. I never saw or heard a diagnosis.
I think he's just like out for the game, but he's locked down.
Sauce is legit.
Hey, he's lived up to the hype, and Derek Stingley has not.
I don't think Stingley's been bad though. He had 3 pass deflections.
He gave up 80-something yards last week.
On like 7 catches or something, you said?
Nobody's.
Who
they
wasn't
even Michael Pittman,
They played
really.
the Colts, yeah. So yeah, let's go to the next game. What we got?
Who y'all want to do? You want to do our lines?
Yeah,
Dude, what a surprise!
I about
They were
Josh,
up
I about
22
messed
to
that
nothing
up.
at one point.
Yeah, you about screwed it.
22-0. Josh text. Commanders immediately scored, and then they went on a run. And
where did Carson Wentz come from all of a sudden? Like in
that's
that
my
game?
guy, man.
Yeah, but he was nothing in the
He's
first half.
never
Then
out.
he blew up.
He's never out. That's my
conservative
guy.
defense.
That's my guy. I love me some Carson Wentz.
Don't understand DeAndre Swift's usage
At all.
50-yard carry and then 4 more carries for 6 yards.
I wonder if they were trying to protect him from getting hurt.
Yeah, he was
after they
banged
took
up
the big
coming
lead.
in. He was
Yeah.
banged
St.
up coming
Brown
in,
is
too.
a freaking G.
And Jamal Williams, there's not really a whole lot of drop off between
bull
Swift
crap.
and him.
Yeah,
No,
there's
I'm talking
well,
about- there's a
Swift's
drop
the
off,
big,
but it's not
he's
huge.
Swift's the big play guy.
Yeah.
I mean
But Williams is
he's
gonna be
ran what
consistent.
each week, one for
He
like
had a
50
56
yards.
yarder last
What
year.
happened to the Commanders' defense that they gave up 36 points to the Lions?
Amon-Ra St. Brown is a stud.
He is.
He's
Yeah,
he's
that,
the hype
that,
we
that
thought he
Commanders'
was,
defense was solid
I have him in 3 leagues.
last year, right?
Oh, they're out. Chase Young's out. Phildarian Mathis.
Their whole
Okay.
D-line's out.
They got a
And
couple
the
D-line
Allen
guys
guy
out.
got hurt too.
And not to knock your line, I'm not
Scroll
because
down.
they played a good game, but I was wondering what happened to the defense.
I don't know who Derek Forrest is.
Rodriguez.
Here, guys, y'all go rub this helmet.
Who's
for a little
Derek
while.
Forrest?
Yeah.
Click on
Here
him.
you go. Rub your Lions helmet.
There we go. Everybody get a little taste of this helmet.
Who the crap is that?
5th round pick out of Cincinnati.
2021.
He's a
don't know
winner.
him.
I mean, he played on them good
Yeah, I
Cincinnati
don't know who
teams.
that is. Mike Hughes leading Detroit's in tackles is not good.
Aiden Hutchinson had a day.
Yeah, 3 sacks.
3
First
sacks,
half.
2
'Cause
and
he
2
didn't do much
tackles for
first
loss.
week.
That's
So
5
he's
total.
legit.
Oh, dude, he He gets to that backfield quick.
Yeah.
But
3 sacks in the first.
Rodriguez might have been the steal of the draft.
Yep. Rodrigo.
And
Something that is alarming to me though is the fact that besides Amon-Ra St. Brown, their next highest receiving, wide receiver, is somebody named Brock Wright.
Yeah.
Thank you to Cooper.
No, my bad. Josh Reynolds.
Thank you to Cooper for starting DJ Chark today.
Crap, I clicked on
0 catches.
4 targets.
Yeah, that helped me.
Golf, man, you never know about that guy.
But in his defense, Amon-Ra was just wide open.
Oh, yeah.
Whole game.
God, he rushed for 68 yards, too.
That was off of one big, and yeah.
The only bad thing about Detroit is we probably won't see them until Thanksgiving because they won't be on TV.
Well, I watch them on the red zone, baby.
Are they going to have a Thursday night game? Well, they'll have to have a Monday game, right?
They'll have. I think their Thursday game is
Thanksgiving.
We need to talk the Commanders a little bit, though. I love that Curtis Samuel's kind of back to what people were expecting.
Whenever he was in Carolina.
Yeah, whenever he went up there last year, people thought he'd be a good 2 to Terry. Now they're actually using him in multiple different ways, like they should. And Jahan Dotson.
Jahan Dotson's legit, too.
Bad.
Oh, he's going to be good.
The Commanders
they scored a
are
touchdown
good
2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, they're a good football team.
So
they
Curtis
really
Samuel got 9 targets this week, and I think, 13 or 11 last week?
What happened to them in the first half?
They're going to him.
They couldn't get anything.
It was 20-0.
Yeah, Scary Terry never touched the ball in the first half, and their offense, in my opinion, has to go through him.
Yeah, and
he's top 15.
got 8 targets.
Let's be honest. It was that Detroit Lions defense.
And it
had
was
them
the defense.
shut down.
Well, yeah, Aiden Hutchinson getting 3 sacks in that first half for sure. Yeah, the Commanders, though.
Hey, Cam Sims, a.k.a. the guy in the car with Cam Robinson.
We bring this up a lot. The Lions play at 12 o'clock the next 8 weeks. Probably none on TV.
We'll not see.
Then
they
play Thanksgiving. They play Thanksgiving. Then they play on 12 o'clock for the rest of the year.
I'm right. We won't see them until Thanksgiving.
I'm interested to see what happens with Jared Goff in the future. I wish they can get another quarterback.
Thanksgiving is Bills at Lions.
Oh, that's going to be a rough day for me.
11:30.
That's going to be a rough day for me.
That's not who we wanted to see them play.
That's it, baby. Hey, Lions Vikings next week, though. That might be a good game. That might be on TV, actually. I wouldn't be shocked if that's a game on TV. Those are both pretty good teams. Hey, Lions then get Seahawks and Patriots. We might be looking at 3-2.
3-2. Hey, I'll take it.
And then Cowboys, who maybe Dak's back, but still
that might be better.
Still might be a winnable game.
I might rather see Dak.
Hey man, them Lions are here.
I think they're about to have a year, man. I really do. I'm excited.
They're here.
They won me some money today too. They covered.
Yeah.
And then they're going to win a couple that nobody thought they were going to win.
They're going to win some games they ain't supposed to. And then they'll probably lose 1 or 2 that they weren't supposed to lose. But
all right, what's next?
Sniff the playoffs. That's all I want. Just sniff the playoffs.
Did their internet go down?
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second.
We lost the internet?
Yeah. Let's talk about the Miami game.
Woo, what a shocker.
That's a defensive
I
picked Miami.
Homeboy does need a wheelbarrow for his nuts.
I like him, dude. I like
smelly nuts at that because he don't shower.
No, he showers now.
Oh, God.
He's an HC.
But, yeah, dude. How about Tua, man? What the heck?
It's crazy what happens when you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Dude, Waddle. Jeez, Waddle's solid.
Like Clay said, whenever Tyreek caught the one where he threw up the deuces, he's like, he's a game breaker.
190 and 171.
19 targets.
They almost
for
had 200, both of them.
That might.
And they both had 2 touchdowns. Both 11 catches.
Only wide receiver tandem to ever have 150 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns each.
Tua's got to feel like he's back at Miami, or back at Alabama, at least in this game.
Except with an exciting offense.
Waddle had 19 targets. That is insane.
That's called a target whore.
What? And if we watched a lot of this game because it was on the red zone. What's so fun to watch about this team? You never know who's going to be lined up where. There's times where
ton of motion.
It's Mostert and Edmonds in the backfield. Sometimes it's Tyreek and Edmonds. Sometimes it's Waddle and Mostert. You never know what's going to happen. Tyreek will come from the slot, line up in the backfield for a second, take off sprinting towards the other slot. Like, they're moving them around constantly, throwing you different ways. It's so fun to watch. I love Mike McDaniel.
So what happened in the fourth quarter though? Because it's only
Ravens took their foot
14.
off the gas, and the
Big
Dolphins took advantage of it.
Because some people were. I was listening to it on ESPN. I didn't watch this game, but I did catch the end of the game. But they were saying that Tua didn't look very good the first 3 quarters, and then when Baltimore took their foot off the gas, then he blew up.
And
that's a lot of touchdowns to blow up for, though. And
what was weird, it wasn't necessarily the Ravens were playing conservative defense because all these passes were deep passes. Yeah. Like he was, he was throwing 50 and 60-yard bombs to Tyreek.
Tua can't throw the deep ball
though. He was wide open, but still, he was throwing it.
He had one that was 55 yards in the air at least.
But Tua can't throw it deep, guys.
Well, whenever you have Tyreek Hill beating everyone in the world,
easier.
Yeah.
So,
which is why.
So did Baltimore not run the ball out like they did last week? And
Lamar had a 79-yard rushing touchdown.
But if you take away Lamar, they only ran it 16 times.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense whenever they were up by like 3 touchdowns.
Well, I didn't know Justice Hill was on the team till today.
I'm eager to see what they do when J.K. Dobbins finally plays. Because they're making it seem like that dude is supposed to be the guy for them forever because of how cautious they're being.
Yeah.
But, like, even when they had, who was the guy?
Gus Edwards.
They had Gus Edwards. Remember, he was really good that one year.
Latavius
Murray, Mark Ingram. They still had a rotation of 3 or 4
Devontae
guys.
Freeman.
Yeah. Like, so it never really mattered if they had, like, a real big-time stud. So I don't get why they can't.
I thought
this
Drake
out.
was going to get used a lot more.
I did too. I expect him to have a pretty good game.
I mean, I'm great with Lamar rushing for 119 yards because he's my fantasy quarterback. But if you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, I don't know if you want him running that much.
It was one play, dude.
Who is
8 for 40 at the
Who's Justice Hill?
He's been on there for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. He led them as a running.
I didn't know he was on the team still. I'm thinking he's practice squad and just got called up because Dobbins.
Yeah, he's getting elevated.
You know what might be crazier than what the wide receivers for Miami done is that Baltimore had 2 100-yard receivers.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, yeah,
they usually never.
One of them was a long pass for Bateman.
Yeah, but usually they don't even have one.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, and they have 2 in this game.
I think Bateman's going to be
their
guy.
offense is
I
definitely
think Bateman
different.
Had that whole
year.
stat line in the first half, and he didn't get another touch after halftime because they just took their foot off the gas, but like in a weird way.
Yarder,
through the third quarter, Lamar had like 3 touchdowns passing, 100 yards rushing and a touchdown, and a perfect quarterback rating.
Look at our boy Marcus Williams.
2 picks.
2 picks, 10 tackles.
Mm-hmm.
He's a solid.
Lamar also broke the record for most 100-yard rushing games as a quarterback. Broke Michael Vick's. So, got a lot of games left too.
He's Mike Vick with, but he studies film.
Yeah.
Vick was solid. I
didn't think Vick had accuracy. See, I never saw Vick in Atlanta.
He had an arm.
He could throw
I knew he had a cannon.
Lamar's a better thrower than Vick, though.
Well, Vick could have been though, but he just didn't. He didn't care.
You blame him though. A lot of that came fast to him, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Y'all remember his brother Marcus?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thought he was his second coming.
Great in college.
What a time that was.
Yeah, good game between 2 teams though. That I didn't really know how to pick that game.
Miami's 2-0.
Dolphins are exciting,
and they look like a scary team.
Yeah, I still think the Ravens are the favorite out of the North.
Miami's gonna play defense, and it looks like they're gonna score a lot of points. They're gonna be tough to beat.
Yep. Wouldn't be shocked if they scare Buffalo. I'm ready for that.
They
game.
definitely look like a playoff team.
That's going.
Yeah, they'll be a playoff.
That needs to be a Monday night game.
So what y'all think now? Y'all go to the Giants real quick. We'll knock that out quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Buffalo versus Miami Sunday.
This coming up
12 o'clock. That's going to be a game.
I don't know, guys. I think Buffalo probably.
I think Buffalo's just as notch above
but
everybody.
If Baltimore thrashes them like that, then you know Buffalo's going to thrash them.
Yeah, but Miami can just score.
Buffalo's defense is better.
Tre'Davious White going to be back or
maybe?
I don't know.
Tre'Davious White's back.
Shout out to my guy Brian Dable. He's doing some stuff up there in New York.
2-0.
Yep, I agree.
2-0.
And
Daniel Jones, only 176 yards, but when you got Saquon Barkley, that's probably about what it should be.
Well, and let's talk about on the other side. Mayfield is not the answer in Carolina.
2 fumbles from his weapons today that both were costly.
And a drop.
DJ Moore. Yeah, they got
DJ Moore and Ian Thomas dropped a freaking.
But
DJ Moore dropped a wide open touchdown. Probably.
Scroll down a little more. Yeah, 2 fumbles, both lost. Robbie Anderson, Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, DJ Moore and Anderson are going to have to develop some chemistry with Baker quickly.
I don't understand the DJ
if they're
Moore
gonna be good.
situation.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
DJ Moore is
solid.
Yeah.
The last couple years.
Like dominant.
But last year, really good.
They're not
Who was
using
their quarterback
him
last year? Cam Newton for like a week.
Darnold.
It was Darnold.
PJ Walker a little bit.
But it was like Darnold was looking for him every play.
Yeah.
Can you blame him?
Yeah.
You know?
I think that they should use him where it's more just like quick stuff across the middle, almost like a Debo Samuel
See
role.
what he can do.
Get him the ball and make him do
DJ
something.
Moore is a big, thick
It makes me
receiver.
wonder, was these receivers wanting Darnold to get the job? Is that why he was hanging in there so long, you know?
I don't know about that. I don't know. It's not
6 foot 210.
He's quick.
thick.
Though. He's a quick guy.
Thick boy.
I don't think Baker's been bad. It's not been as high scoring as I expected, and a lot of that is just because I don't think they're utilizing the weapons correctly. McCaffrey still ain't going. He had one big run for 60 yards today. 50. Yeah, 50. Take that away. You had
14 for 50.
14 for 50. That's not what you're wanting.
Hopping over to the Giants real quick. Talking about not using weapons. Kadarius Toney has 2 catches this season for 0 yards.
You can drop him if you have him.
It's weird to me.
Already did.
Well, another thing, you don't know you can't play any of them because you don't know from week to week who's going to get the
Look
catches.
at that. Look at that list of receivers. Who's missing?
Kenny Galladay.
Yeah,
Did he have a catch?
The highest cap hit in the NFL. He played 2 snaps today.
I can't believe they don't try to get rid of him.
Yeah, highest cap hit for a wide receiver in the NFL.
What did Danny Dimes do today?
22 for 34 for 176.
He didn't lose the game.
Yeah.
But
he
didn't do great.
I feel like.
Are they running the ball with him at all? Because he's a pretty good runner.
10.
No.
10
Really?
for 21, and he had 1 for 11.
I don't think they designed anything.
What the crap
from
was that?
What I saw, I never saw him really design.
So he
anything
had
for
9 carries for 10 yards.
That was probably him evading.
This
the
isn't
pocket.
college.
That was probably him, just evading and just getting out.
Like I said, I don't think I've seen them actually run the ball.
But
with him.
that means that he got to the line of scrimmage multiple times.
Yeah.
And went down.
Yeah,
That's
their offensive
insane.
line
I've never
sucks,
seen
so that
something
doesn't
like
help
that.
anything.
Danny Dimes can move.
Well, to me,
He
it looks
can.
like
Baker runs more than him, it looks like.
neither one of these offenses are very good.
No.
They're going to have trouble when we get against some
No,
better
the
teams.
Giants are going to, if they win games, it's going to be an absolute slugfest, just like in the trenches.
And it's going to have to be lower scoring because they ain't hardly going to break 30.
Panthers played the Saints this week. I think it's in Carolina. Yeah, there
God,
we go.
we need
We
to
should
win.
be able to get going again.
Fumble with the
Hopefully.
first 2 possessions of the game for the Panthers. Scroll down towards the end, though. There was something that happened, that Carolina punt at the end, because they had the everything going right. What happens? Was there a drop? I don't think it'll say it on here. Baker got sacked. Hold up, go up a bit. Shaw Smith is the one that dropped it, because you said, who was that?
Yeah, because I didn't know who it was.
The guy from South Carolina. He dropped a slant
little
right across the
slant
middle,
route. Yeah.
wide open, right in the hands.
Would have got a first down.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I remember that now.
I knew there was some play like that
Yeah,
something didn't happen.
I don't feel like
Baker ain't the
Carolina's going to
answer,
do
no.
much. No.
Rule's going to get fired very soon.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
wouldn't
said, he's going to be the first
Pat
coach
Steelers.
fired this year.
Pat Steelers, we were all in on, I think, with the Steelers. And we got to do better at smelling the lines. If we smell a rat, we got to ignore it.
I don't get
If
this.
it smells like a rat line, it's probably a rat
probably
line.
is, yeah.
And we got to do better at that
Look,
as a
Las
pod.
Vegas knows more than we do.
They do. We fell for that hook, line, and sinker.
Yep.
So that's disappointing.
Mac Jones didn't play bad. From
Very
that stat
boring
line.
game, though.
That game
But still,
sucked.
the Patriots can't score much.
game
I mean, if somebody can score 20 points on the Patriots, they'll beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next game. Wow.
Mac Jones had a
Duval.
he had a ball that thing sailed about like 10 yards. Remember that chance? Went right into Minka's hands.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. Yeah, they're not good. Najee Harris is hurt. He looks slow.
We were like, how long would it take for Najee to get hurt? Well, not
Yeah.
long.
Well, Najee was hurt preseason.
Yeah, he has the Liz Frank.
Yeah.
One of
That's right.
he ran a stretch run, to like the right side.
They would be.
He had the edge if he wanted. He just can't. He can't.
They would be better off letting him heal.
That they need to.
He had like 10 carries for 30.
That's not the Steelers'
It was
way.
alarming to look at.
And they say that Warren that behind him is pretty good. So. I mean, I think you gotta.
I wish I
could
find that play. And
I mean, if he's your future, you don't want. I mean, they're not going to do nothing this year.
Well, as a fantasy owner of Najee in 2 leagues, don't feel great.
Oh, I know. I have him in a keeper league, and I don't feel.
But
good
I'm about to be 2-0.
I hope you got Warren.
I don't.
You better get him.
I think you've got him and everything.
He's already gone in a bunch of leagues.
So I've got a buddy who's a Colts fan. I need to text him and ask him how he feels. Don't get me started. No, not him.
I called this crap but all the time.
Yeah. How about touchdown Jesus, guys? Look at that stat line.
The Colts defense is a lot worse than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, they also Shaq Leonard was out, right? I think so.
Yeah, but
he's a heart and soul.
They stopped the run.
The first half, Jonathan Taylor had 4 rushes, I think, the first half.
Yeah. Because they tried to throw it a lot.
Well, Jonathan Taylor hurt?
No, Jackson was also ahead.
Well, Michael Pittman Jr. was out.
Why does Jonathan Taylor average 6 yards a carry and he's not getting the rock?
Because they were down.
They were 21 on one of them.
0 in the third quarter.
21-yard carries.
All those yards were mostly on 1 or 2 plays at the very end.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's 30.
21.
33 on 8 carries. That's a
my guy Christian Kirk, like I have said on record,
6
he's
for 6.
Have a year. Yeah.
And last week he got a bunch of targets.
Yeah, he had like 10 catches last week, I think.
It's almost like they're like, we're paying this guy a lot. Let's try to use him.
Well, I mean, he's doing his job.
Yeah.
He's earning that paycheck. He is.
I feel like they could benefit from OBJ.
He was in New Orleans today, I think.
Zay Jones has not earned his paycheck, though.
Well, and I tell you somebody coming off an injury that's doing good is James Robinson. You would never know he was hurt.
Yep.
I mean, they was worried about Etienne taking his job. No,
but
James
guys,
Robinson has showed out.
Imagine being a Colts fan today. You tied the Texans and then you lost in a shut. Dude, did the Jaguars just have the Colts number?
They do in Duval.
Since 2014, the Colts haven't gone down there and won.
Well, and you had to know this was the game the Colts had circled on the schedule. Like, we're fixing to. They done it to us last year. We're going to do it to them
Especially after
year.
last week.
Do you think Carson Wentz is smiling a
little
bit?
But ain't that the team that knocked them out of the playoffs last year?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
They won that last game.
You think they're going into that game just like.
I mean, that game got Carson Wentz fired in Indy.
Look at this 6.3 QBR.
Matt
from
Ryan had 3 interceptions.
3 interceptions. Oh my 5 sacks.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing
that
the
offensive
Saints
line
either.
ain't bad.
Scroll down to the receivers. There's 3 names on that list that I don't know.
Doolin, never.
I know him.
I think
the only one I know.
Patman, Strachan, and Granson.
That's Strawn.
Yeah, I remember that.
The only one I know on there is Paris Campbell. He didn't have a catch.
Yeah, I know Ashton Doolin. He's been around.
He had a
for a
PI called on him that brought a play back.
Yeah.
The Colts they're in trouble.
It's it might be getting close to time to say, hey, let's try and get.
Who's the best team in this division?
Give me the Jaguars.
Jaguars right now.
Give me the Jaguars.
Bull crap.
Give me the Jaguars.
Look at touchdown, Jesus. Look at him. Look at his stat line.
Kyle can brag for this week.
I like T-Law. I think he's solid. I think he got a bad.
He had a lot of hype, man.
He was that was bad.
Rightfully so, though. He deserved the hype.
Oh yeah.
Well,
he looked apart.
He's no Tua.
Dude's ugly though. Dude's ugly.
He looks like an alien.
He an ugly fella.
Yeah, I'm not impressed. I'll be all right.
I'm eager to see.
I'm impressed they beat the Colts 24-0. That's nuts.
I'm not at all.
That's crazy.
Everything, all the signs pointed to that.
Not my signs.
So who do the Jags play next week? Chargers. Okay.
That should be fun.
In LA.
I'm ready to see if Herbert plays.
That's a real test for him.
And then they play the Eagles in Philly.
So how about How about Mariota falling apart again at the end for the Falcons?
I hate to see it because I like them.
Yeah. Well,
it don't hurt me. It's just the Falcons, of course, in our division.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I thought the Rams were up big, and then all of a
were.
sudden I looked, and it's like a close game.
Atlanta won the fourth quarter 17-3.
They were up 28-3.
What did they just take some players out or what?
probably prevent defense. I was at church.
I'm telling y'all, that is the
game.
bane of a good football team is a prevent soft defense at the end of the game.
Stafford threw to the black guy.
Allen
drive.
Robertson got a touchdown. I think he got the first touchdown of the game.
He did, and the first catch of the game.
And what about Akers? I know he touched the ball.
He played more.
15 rushes.
50, he out-touched Henderson in this game. You never know.
And didn't do as good, though.
I think you have to stay away from that back.
2.9
unless one of them gets hurt.
Carry, 4.7 for Henderson. That's
How did Brandon Powell lose 26 yards? Did he fumble it and chase
safety at the end.
Well, some of that might have been because they were up big. Did Akers get more carry in the end of the game? Maybe.
No, Akers was getting the ball in the first quarter.
Really?
He was getting the ball in the first
quarter. Look at Cooper Kupp though.
Fumbling at the end to give the Falcons a chance to win.
You know what you get from him every week.
14 targets, 11 receptions, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Almost lost the game.
Kupp is solid.
He's solid.
That is a solid.
Everybody fumbles once in a while.
He's no Tyreek Hill.
If James would have fumbled, by God, the end of the world.
Come on.
If James would have what?
I don't know.
Throwing another interception?
Yeah, God forbid. Wasn't a whole lot else in that game that I got to see.
Aaron Donald
throw the ball to Kyle Pitts.
At the end.
Yeah, where is he at? Your supposedly best player?
Drake London is solid though, y'all.
Drake London's good.
He's not
Drake London is legit, but 3 targets for Kyle Pitts, who's supposed to be a top 5 tight end in the league. Come on,
that's on the offensive coordinator.
Well, is that because they're all on Pitts and
Maybe.
London's wide open?
Maybe.
No,
I don't know how you could be all on Pitts.
He's a tight end. You can get him freaking open.
You line him up.
But he had the most. He ran the most
tight end though.
He ran the most posts as a wide receiver. I mean, a tight end as a wide receiver.
Yeah. So if you want to get him in a mismatch, line him up at tight end actually on the end of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And make a linebacker or a safety cover.
Make a strong safety cover.
Yeah. Don't let a corner cover him.
So maybe you're saying that hurts him. That
Like Avery Williams.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Is that the corner from Alabama? Boise State. Never mind. Yeah, he's a cornerback. They use him wide receiver and running back.
What about the guy above him? What is his name? Zacchaeus?
Alameda Zacchaeus.
Oh, Zacchaeus? Yeah.
Scroll up to the run.
Is he another tight end?
No, he's a wide receiver.
That sounds like
he's
a tight
number
end.
17. I've played him in my lineup in fantasy before.
Scroll up to the rushing. What did Patterson do?
You had a bad year then?
10 for 41.
I didn't make a playoff.
You're not going to run the ball on L.A.
You're playing him in your lineup. Yeah. You're having a rough year.
I'm not impressed with the Rams.
Me neither.
Who's the best teams in the NFC? Vikings and Eagles.
We'll find out tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
whoever wins that game is probably the best team.
Honestly,
now.
I'm not impressed with the Rams or the Bucks.
Don't count Green Bay out. I mean,
screw them.
But you know how it happens. They play bad the first game.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, they're going to be right in the middle of it.
They didn't really dominate today, though.
Well, but they do enough.
Yeah. But they also don't do enough when it comes to playoff time.
I mean, they still got Aaron Rodgers. They got 2 of the best running back duos.
Yeah.
They're going to get healthy with wide receiver. They'll be right in the middle of it.
So
he'll get some, he'll those wide receivers and him, they'll get some chemistry going. He's got, 2 rookies that's playing?
Dobbs or Dubas, whatever, and then Watson, yeah.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
What about these
Raiders blew it.
Cardinals, man?
Raiders choked it.
I think
up 20-0.
I think I told y'all this was gonna be a closer game than what y'all were wanting.
Shouldn't have been though.
I had Raiders -5.5, and I felt really good at halftime.
When they're 20-0, yeah.
Really
you thought you had that money in your hand.
I was done adding up my numbers.
Yep.
I felt really good. Biggest issue here is Devontae Adams having 2 catches.
Yeah, and they were right off the first quarter.
It was early.
Yeah, he scored a touchdown very early.
That's alarming. And Hunter Renfrow had a good game, so that's good to see.
But you got all these.
Waller looked like himself.
All these weapons, and Mac Hollins leads the team in receiving. I
never heard of him until today.
That makes no sense.
He's
Which
been
he might have been
around
the
for a
only
while.
one open. I don't know.
Return of the Mac.
But who could the Cardinals have just said, all right, go lock down Devontae Adams?
Well, I expected
Byron Murphy.
Honestly, I expected him to have the best wide receiver this week because of what happened last week against Arizona.
That's why I bet the Raiders. Yeah. Because I was like, Cardinals have to suck.
If I was an NFL GM, I would do a case study on teams that have had comeback wins and the defenses that they played against, and I would develop best practice like plays and styles of defense to use when you're ahead. Because
I don't even know. That was the case in this game, though, was it? I didn't get to watch it.
They scored 22 unanswered to win.
From what I've seen, I think Kyler just like actually did some stuff.
Yeah, like backyard football.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily conservative.
So he made a couple plays.
I think he just like legit.
Okay. Well, he ran the touchdown right before the end of the regulation end.
Yeah, but still that doesn't count for Las Vegas scoring 3 points in the second half.
Yeah, the offense. I didn't get to watch it.
What are you doing in the second half that you score 3 points? So I don't know. It just
shout out to Meek Robertson, La Tech, got his first career pick.
How did
on the day that Jalen Ferguson gets honored in Baltimore, so that's cool to see.
Yep.
How did Foster Moreau do?
I don't know if he even played.
He had 3 catches.
He's right down there.
Hey,
did he fumble?
He could be starting for a lot of teams.
He recovered one.
Foster, he could definitely.
Whenever he needs to be, though.
But when Waller's been out, he's had big games.
New Orleans, and we'll send them Troutman.
Juwan Johnson.
Yeah, where's Troutman at?
Yeah. No targets.
Juwan Johnson took over the tight end position at New Orleans.
Yeah, that was crazy, though. So what about them Raiders? What are we thinking?
0-2.
Got to be disappointed with that start.
I'm disappointed.
They're just doing their thing.
Their start of their season was rough, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Chargers week 1, they played them a good game. Here they blew it.
Well, the only good thing about that is the Broncos in their division ain't no better.
Broncos suck.
Go there.
Yeah. That to me, that was a big surprise. They really could have lost that game.
I've never
That looks like a boring game. Just looking at the score.
Well, it was 6-6 at halftime.
They did lose Judy and Surtain during the game, though. So that's
I'm guessing Russ.
You got those 2 running backs, and you're not pounding the ball.
Check out Cortland Sutton, though.
He went off.
He's solid.
And that was all on Derek Stingley.
But where's Jerry Judy at?
He got hurt.
Okay.
Judy
in
and
the first quarter.
Yeah, Judy and Surtain both got hurt and both ruled out before halftime.
Well, why ain't Javonte Williams got more catches then?
Yeah, I don't know. The way that they used him week 1, he had like 8 catches.
I don't understand.
They need him more active in that offense, not just because I have him in fantasy, but
no,
Go back up
to the receiving, yeah. So after Sutton, Tyree Cleveland had 2 catches and everybody else had 1. That's crazy. Yeah.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Ride to the couch.
Russ needs to worry less about his social media and more about developing chemistry with his receivers. And he needs to turn off the Instagram cameras while he's out there throwing in the backyard with these guys and really just focus on them.
But last week, Sutton and Judy both were great. This week, Sutton was great. Judy got hurt, and his third one is KJ Hamler, who's hasn't been able to play yet. He's been hurt, so I don't know if it's really the chemistry with receivers. I think that's fine. It's just
Russ's play since he's been in Denver haven't been good though.
Yeah, they're just I don't know.
He doesn't look elite anymore.
I don't understand what's happening. 3 field goals for both teams. I don't know. It's just a weird game. 8 tackles by Stingley's not good.
That's not good.
And Jonathan,
that means he's giving up catch after catch.
Jonathan Owens is a corner as well, huh? Click on him. Safety. Okay, that makes sense then.
But they weren't giving up a lot of yards to the air though. What was
Sutton?
Scroll up. Yeah, no, to Russ's numbers though.
Oh, Russ's numbers.
219.
Yeah, I mean that's not a ton of air
14
yards.
14 completions.
Russell had 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That's not good against Houston.
He was 14 for 31. Russ is one of the most accurate passers the game has ever seen. I don't know what's
14
going on
for 30. That's horrible.
That's poo-poo, man.
Mm-hmm. It's below 50%.
No Judy, no Hamler though.
That was an ugly game.
That was a bad game for Davis Mills too.
That was just ugly all around.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next game. That
so
sucks.
Damian Pierce actually got some run in that game.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, though, Stingley has not looked good so far.
Yeah.
That's alarming.
He also got banged up today too, right at the end.
I didn't see the end of it.
I think so. I feel like we've skipped a game up top.
Seahawks.
Oh yeah, go there. Freaking Trey Lance, man.
Oh.
Done for the year, probably.
Yeah, he already is.
They done said it.
Broke his ankle.
Broken ankle, having surgery like
Shout out
tomorrow.
Look at Jimmy G come in, play solid though.
Which And when these quarterbacks run all like this, I mean,
so
eventually one of them's going to get hurt.
If you're the GM over there, you're like, oh,
thank God we signed
sucks
him.
that he got hurt, but man, that takes some pressure off.
That's
of
why they gave him that contract to keep him married just in case.
Yeah.
They might be better off.
And it wasn't even a play you would have thought he would have broke it on either.
Mm-hmm. Someone just fell on his leg. Like, the play was already over, and he was down on the ground, and guy just fell.
But he was running. It was a running play.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That sucks.
They still won big, and I think San Fran's still going to be a contender.
Like I saw Dan Orlovsky tweet. He said, this is practically going to knock Trey Lance out for 3 years without playing, like, full-time football. Because that last year at North Dakota State was
Trey Lance is probably done.
That was like COVID year, and so he barely got to play. The FCS schools barely played football around then.
Yeah.
Last year he set out. This year he played a game and a half.
Well, and if he can't run, he's no good because, I mean, that's his game. If he can't move around.
I think his arm is going to develop or was going to develop.
I don't know if he'll get the chance, though.
Yeah.
I was about to say, this is going to hurt
his career. Get the reps.
Yep.
That really sucks.
Ty Davis-Price got the ball today for the 49ers.
And stuck it up.
14 carries, 33 yards.
He probably won't get it much more.
They'll have to.
Had a homeboy
Wilson Jr. didn't do bad.
Well, he'll get hurt in a week or two. We know how that goes.
Scroll up. Scroll up a little bit.
That's true.
Gino, he didn't play bad. I mean,
high completion percentage, but
yeah.
Well, we talked about this on the Fantasy Football podcast, but the 49ers have the worst luck of anybody with injuries. I mean,
every year.
Running back's going to get hurt.
Do you think that's because of how they use them, though?
And I said that. I said because they run so much.
It has to be.
You know, it's got to be something
and
to do with
they seem, I don't know if it's a fact or not, but with them being a hard-nosed, run-first football team, I bet their practices are legit.
What happened?
Were in the beginning, like whenever they were allowed to be legit. I think the CBA now limits contact during the season, but I guarantee you during training camp it's probably like bang, 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 bang.
Some Saints fan put a curse on him. That's what it is.
And speaking,
I'm
Bill,
fine with it. Yeah, Bill, where's he at?
Speaking of bad injury luck, last time, right when the Niners traded for Jimmy G, season was starting up and everything, they were getting excited for him. He runs in like the first game of his Niners career, tears his ACL. So, and then now this year, Trey Lance is about to do it. Second game, breaks his ankle. Like,
well, last year,
terrible.
The first game, the running back gets hurt.
Yeah.
And then I think a few
Kittle's
weeks later,
been banged up all years.
I think the other running back got hurt a couple of weeks later.
Oh yeah, Mostert got hurt,
Yep.
and then Wilson was hurt last year. So
yeah, they was down to their fourth string.
Mitchell took over
midway of the year,
and then Trey Sermon had issues in there. Yeah, that's weird.
So
just the last game,
and then Ayuk and the coach couldn't get along last year.
Which
it was just
he's
crazy.
looking good this year.
Yeah, no, he's going to be all right. He
Josh
might be
has been
better
all over that. Yeah,
he might be better off actually with the quarterback they got.
Well, no, because I think what was bringing him the most value was Lance because they had that connection. But it looked like he made it happen with Garoppolo today. But that all through training camp, it was Lance and Ayuk had that connection.
But
going.
Could Lance get it to him?
We never got the chance to see.
That was the question.
Yeah. I hate that.
So the game that we had on, but we're not watching, Green Bay and Chicago. Justin Fields putting up junior high passing numbers right there, 7 for 11.
My God,
attempts.
That's terrible. What are you doing in Chicago?
Not much.
David Montgomery had a big game. Good
running
grief.
38 offensive plays.
I thought Montgomery was done, and he just had 15 for 122.
What's the time of the possession here?
That's what I'm going to look at.
Yeah, Packers had 15 more minutes of possession.
Jeez.
41 offensive plays by the Chicago Bears.
And what did the other team run? 66. Yeah. You can see it. Look at the Packers. Look at the Packers rushing numbers. 203 yards.
That's a two-headed monster.
5.3 yards per carry. 8.8 by Aaron Jones, who every time he plays Sunday Night Football, he goes off.
How about Sammy Watkins actually playing some good football?
One big catch, I think, was part of
55.
that. Yeah,
55.
He's by far the best wide receiver, I think, that Aaron Rodgers has to throw to.
Oh, Lizard did
Besides
play.
Aaron Jones.
Lazard got a touchdown, but he only got 2 catches. I bet they didn't play him.
Dylan didn't get the passing game work though. I didn't understand.
That's some terrible football to watch right there though.
NFC North.
Packers defense is solid.
Any game the Bears are involved in is a terrible game.
Yeah. Imagine being a Chicago Bears fan, your franchise quarterback.
I don't think you
drafted
can
in the
be
first
a Chicago
round.
Bears fan right now.
Throws 11 times.
Poor Big Cat.
I mean, that is horrible.
Let's go see what he had to
and
say.
like,
sure something funny.
You can't even blame it on the quarterback though.
Yeah, they're not even throwing. They're not even trying to throw.
And 7 for 11. Like, it's not like he was just not completing when they try. Like, why aren't you doing something different here?
Aaron Rodgers owns the Chicago Bears. I seen something where he's thrown 14 touchdowns and 0 interceptions against the Bears.
Wouldn't shock me at all.
Oh, of course, AJ had David Montgomery in tonight as well. So I'm getting thumped by him.
Yeah, this game though,
it went about how we thought.
Everyone thought everyone thought it'd go this way practically.
We're who we thought they were.
That's exactly right.
We let them have thought.
That's a Aaron Rodgers get right game right there.
Yeah,
that's what he did last year against Saints. He stunk it up and then he turned it on.
But honestly,
Aaron Rodgers has got to quit being so toxic and running off.
I'm just not
players,
scared of the Packers at all. At all.
Not this year as much as other years for sure.
Well, they've neutered Aaron Rodgers, and he's kind of neutered himself a little bit too, I guess.
But
when you're paying yourself $50 million,
like if we're New Orleans and let's say the Packers win the division somehow just because they're the Packers, and they get like a 2 seed. Saints sneak in with the 6 seed. I think we beat them. Just because what can we do best on defense? Stop the run.
Stop the run, and
stop the running backs. Period.
We didn't do it very good against Atlanta.
Yeah, Cordell Patterson. That's
we
just
shut
weird.
down Leonard Fournette today, though.
Yeah.
Who's a better
defensive
runner?
tackles look much better this week than last week.
Yeah, Shy Tuttle led the team in tackles.
Thank God.
Crazy.
Where did he I don't know where he went. I guess you think maybe they were bummed that Matty Ice wasn't there, so they just didn't play well and they missed their friend.
Jordan probably was.
He's like, I miss my friend. Where's Matty at? I want to stiff arm him in the face.
Yeah, I'm not. Like the NFC's just bad. Go to the standings.
I think Minnesota and Philadelphia is pretty good.
I think they honestly could be the best 2 teams in the division. Click there you go. Just go to that.
Minnesota better be as much as we've talked about.
Yeah. God, the freaking Giants.
Giants are tied for first.
They're gonna lose 7 straight. NFC North though. Wow,
Philly plays tomorrow.
Yeah, Philly and Vikings tomorrow.
The Giants have a +4 point differential and they're 2-0.
Well, the good thing
they scored 40 points.
The good thing for the Saints is the Panthers and Falcons are terrible. So
yeah, and
Bucks ain't that good.
No.
Yeah, I still think the Saints are the best team in the division.
We should have won that game.
My Giants might start 4-0.
Right.
No,
the Giants could go 4-0.
The Giants are gonna. They're probably not gonna lose it. They're not gonna win another game till the bye week. That's just how the Giants are. Keep going down to the NFC. Like out of the West,
I almost hate it that you have so much talent concentrated in the AFC because it's like the good teams are kind of cannibalizing each other,
beating up on each
and
other.
then we get a bunch of NFC North,
kind of like the NL East,
NFC
baseball.
East crap. Yeah.
Like I'm not scared of the Rams necessarily. I just don't think they've got it this year.
I'm scared of the Rams defense.
You know, our Detroit Lions could actually sneak up and get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because now the Niners, Jimmy G, he is who he is, but I don't think he elevates the Niners like Trey Lance could have.
I think
Trey Lance might not have.
They're a playoff.
Well, Detroit has put numbers up on offense the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think the Niners were a playoff team regardless, but I think Lance could have took it to where they are a contender. Yeah, he also could have took it to where they're one and done in the playoffs.
Super Bowl.
Well, San Francisco's defense looked really good today.
Yeah, and it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Jimmy G revises.
They're going to run
No,
the
he
ball,
doesn't.
so I mean,
changes it up. I don't
we know what they're going to play defense, run the ball.
I mean, Jimmy G not that bad, just not
Yeah,
great.
They'll have the quickest game every week.
Yeah.
They'll have the quickest game.
And that might be on the system.
Oh,
it definitely is.
Yeah. Jimmy G's not winning you a Super Bowl.
He almost did.
All they need is a game manager there, though.
He's not
with the way they play.
He's not winning the Super Bowl.
No, I don't think he's winning the Super Bowl.
I mean,
he's been there before. He hadn't won.
And we got a small sample size on Trey Lance, but I don't think he was doing it this year either, though.
Exactly. Small sample size on a rookie.
In a rain game, and then 4 plays and he's hurt.
Trey Lance not a rookie, though.
The problem with that is we might not ever see.
Yeah, that's what it sucks.
I'm intrigued to see how he comes back from this.
It sucks.
Or he might not play for San Francisco. You know, somebody else might take a shot.
Chicago.
No.
God.
Yeah, that's
I don't understand that. There. Chicago's got to start letting.
And
Justin
the thing
Fields
about
throw
it,
the ball.
they won their first game.
11 passes.
That's a junior high statistic.
11.
I threw more passes in junior high.
I have my kids throw more passes than that in our game.
Look at the AFC right here.
How are you going to beat Green Bay throwing it 11 times?
So in the AFC,
you can.
I know.
In the AFC, Chiefs, Chargers, Bills, Dolphins.
Dolphins looking good.
Are all 4 of those better than an NFC team?
I don't know. I don't know if the Dolphins are for real. Just
we need to wait on the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm not sold on them yet. But they look good.
They beat the Patriots
and
week
look,
1.
I've been saying this. Like, I was a Dan Marino fan when I was a kid. It has been that long since they've been any good at all.
Mike McDaniel's different.
He's got big nuts.
He's got this.
The one thing about the Dolphins, though, they're always going to play defense. So if their offense can put up those kind of numbers, they're going to be tough.
That's the thing that they've been a consistent defense the past couple of years.
And when you got Waddle and Tyreek.
Yeah. But we were concerned of, is that going to carry over after Flores? Because, Flores is all defense, McDaniel's all offense. Looks like, that they had some bad stuff go wrong against the Ravens. But if you look at what happened from the
Ravens ain't bad at all, though.
Yeah, no, but opening kickoff, 79-yard run from Lamar, and 75-yard pass to Bateman. That's 3 chunk plays that did it mostly to the Dolphins more than just consistently taking them down the field and dominating them.
How bad is the AFC South? Good God.
Bad.
Here's something for you. Terrible. The Lions and Chiefs are tied for the league in points.
Wow.
Both have scored 71 points. And the New York Giants have scored more points than the Cincinnati Bengals.
Man, that's crazy.
What the crap?
Probably more than our Saints, too.
I bet you Jacksonville.
They have. They've scored more than our Saints.
God.
Jacksonville's probably scored more than anybody else in their division.
This is why I don't gamble, guys. Look how crazy this league's already been.
Look at Jacksonville compared to the other teams.
We're 2 weeks in, and look at all this
goose egg
craziness.
up. That's
Colts suck.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Matty Ice ain't the answer. Well, we'll see.
All right, let's cut it off, guys. I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
What a day of football, though. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Football's back. Today was what I wanted. I didn't get this last week. I was gone. This is what I wanted to watch 12 hours of football yesterday, watch every game today that I could, come here and just talk about it. That's what I want.
Football is king.
We're here.
Yeah.
Who dat?
Gambling sucks.
Yes.
3-2.
There's a reason Vegas is always ahead.
Hey, yeah. Chop on.
Yeah, I've not had a good weekend.
This ain't how it's supposed to be. It should be just you and me.